What is up, everybody? We are loving the Kardashians on Hulu this season, and today we are going to be previewing the next episode, episode 3. So welcome back to our channel. If you guys are new here, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm your host, Zachary Reality, with Blakely McHugh. Blakely, I know you recapped the Kardashians, the new episode this week on our channel here at Shared. So what are you anticipating most for next week?
Oh, goodness. Great question. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm anticipating. I feel like we're always getting new things. We're probably going to see Kim and Kendall and Milan. We're going to get some outfits. We're going to get some runway moments. So I'm excited to see them two together. Of course, Khloe's been carrying the show so far. So I wonder if we're going to get some more revelations between Khloe and Tristan. Obviously, kind of her struggling with just the whole pregnancy of it all, even though I guess technically at this point we don't know as a viewer, but the family knows. It's kind of a little funky since they're doing it. They started off in they're reversing a bit. So I was talking to Morgan and Kayla, like I'm having a bit of a hard time shifting in my mind, that we're now back in time.
Yeah, I noticed that because I pointed it out on the last panel. I was like, something's not adding up. But then on the episode, they had that disclaimer, this was filmed 6 months ago.
Yes.
So I guess that they just wanted to kind of show that emotional episode of Khloe giving birth to kind of get viewers hooked for the season since it was such a moment. And also maybe to get it over with.
I kind of feel like they, a big complaint with reality TV is the timing, is everything's so far behind. So maybe I thought maybe their thought was behind that was, well, let's give the people what they want right away, because I think a lot of us were complaining about last season, how it was this build up to the Tristan cheating scandal. And then we get it in the final episode and then it's over. So many of us were upset about that. So I think maybe their approach this time was to give the people what they wanted right away.
Yeah. Which they did, because the first episode was phenomenal. Yes. And I just thought the second episode was so boring. I actually fast forwarded parts of it, especially that Kendall and Khloe scene when they were laying on the bed taking that quiz. I was like, I'm bored.
I called that one a snooze fest.
Okay, we're on the same page here. I am excited for next week to see this Kim and Kendall duo, because they're honestly the two sisters that never hang out. They're always on two opposite sides of the spectrum. And they're kind of like Kourtney and Kylie. I feel like they never hang out either, or they don't film together. Khloe's obviously everyone's BFF. So
yes,
next week could be interesting. Let's start looking at some of these clips. We have 5 clips to go through. And in this first one, we're going to see Kris Jenner trying out some special gummies. Let's take a look.
I'm looking for something, relaxation or pain.
Okay.
My right hip has been driving me crazy.
Take a half.
I'm just trying to get some relief.
Your gummy definitely kicked in.
Now, are they talking about weed gummies, edibles?
Yes, they are talking about weed gummies. I'm so excited for this scene because I love Kris Jenner. B, I think an older woman smoking weed, or if she's not smoking, but taking edibles, whatever, is just hilarious to me. And then to see the reaction, I'm really excited for this scene specifically. And they're also setting us up for we know Kris goes under surgery at some point, so they're starting to set us up for what's to come and for that with her.
Yeah. I love how those conversations around edibles, maybe because it's so legalized in a lot of states, especially here in California. I love how it's just become so much more normal to talk about it on reality TV, because the fact of the matter is, people are getting high and people are, getting messed up. So if they want to show us the reality, this is the reality. There's also so many health benefits, and, it could be medically diagnosed. Is that what the word?
A lot of people,
prescribed.
Well, no,
prescribed.
a lot of people have medical marijuana cards, because it does. A lot of cancer patients, for example, they will get dosed with marijuana because it does help relieve a lot of pain.
Well, she's about to go through a lot of pain. It's going to be tough to watch Kris Jenner go on this journey. It seems like this is her storyline this season, being, going under the surgery and, worrying about having her daughters worry about her. So it's definitely going to play out, and we're going to talk more about it in a clip coming up. But in this next clip, we're going to show you guys Pete actually wants to go to space. So I don't even know if I saw this yet, but is Pete Davidson showing up? Let's take a look.
Pete made his first post
I thought your first spouse was gonna be space.
Pete Davidson, we can exclusive reveal now the comedian is headed to outer space.
It seems like such a scary concept.
Interesting. They're gonna like talk about him. Who knows if he's actually gonna show up? Would you go to space?
Absolutely not. Space is one of those things that freaks me out. I do not understand it. No matter how much you explain to me gravity, it will never make sense that I'm not falling off the side of the earth into this big thing of darkness. A space is, I'm happy here on earth.
I'm all for an adventure, but I don't think I'm ready to go to space either. That terrifies me because even like what we saw on The Bachelorette when they did that one date with Jordan V where they were like floating in the air, like that would scare me. Like I need to like have control and have my feet on the ground, you know?
I'm happy for an experience like that because I know I'm still in a controlled environment, but you are not shooting me up in a rocket and you are not putting me on Mars or moon or any other planet.
I mean, maybe like if there was more technology and like it would be faster and like easier in like 30 years or 50 years. I don't know how long we'll be alive. Like I would be open to going to like a vacay in Mars and like chilling with the aliens. But like right now, like I'm just trying to get to like Spain or something simple. Honestly, I haven't left the country in like 3 years. So
we have so much to explore here on Earth. We can
exactly.
Space will come.
Space is just it's just not happening. And I guess he never ended up going because like we talked about, this show was filmed months ago.
Yeah.
Or
unless
did he
it's
go?
For like the way future. I don't know. I don't think he did.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it was anytime soon.
Instagram.
I don't think though that it was supposed to be anytime soon. Like it might be one of the new companies like they're planning for the future. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like Kim's, men are very, free, independent thinkers. I wouldn't be surprised if Kanye was trying to go to space too.
Oh, for sure Kanye probably wants to go into space as well. And I think how this whole conversation got started was because Pete didn't even have, an Instagram active. So she's saying Pete made his first post. I'm curious what she said. She thought it was going to be about space. I can't even think about what it was. But then, of course, we know once Pete got on Instagram, then we had a whole firestorm from Kanye after that. And, well, we all know how that has ended up so far.
A lot of drama, which honestly the Kardashians need because I am a little bit bored. I thought the first episode was great, as I mentioned, but we're going to need to spice things up a little bit, okay? Because there's a lot of shows. I need a little bit more drama. Let's take a look at this next clip. Kylie gets back to work after giving birth.
We are shooting for my brand new lip oils. People love the lip oil. People love the nipple. People love my nipples. Oh, sorry. I meant lip oil.
We do that all the time here at Shared News where we fluster over our words. We got to do a double take. I love how they do that in reality shows where they start to show that versus like back in the day, it was much more like diplomatic. Like, God forbid I mess up one time or every day.
Yes.
But Kylie, she is a workaholic. Like, people need to give her credit for not only being a billionaire, but she's still hustling, moving, and grinding.
Yeah, I like that we got a little bit of vulnerability from her in the last episode when she was talking about, pregnancy and her body and how she feels like just a lot less pressure this time to like snap back. Like she made a child, her body's beautiful for doing that. I think, the Kardashians have such a lot of people slam them for creating unrealistic beauty standards. So I thought it was nice to have her comment on that. So now she's also showing like, hey, you can be a mama too. You can give birth. You can get back into work. Like you can do it. You can be it all. And I love seeing this kind of business mogul side of Kylie as well and how she gets into it. And to touch on what you were saying earlier about when, the producers add in those fun moments, I love the breaking of the fourth wall. I think it allows us to connect with the people on our screen in such a different way than we haven't before. And I do feel like Hulu is kind of nailing that because we're getting to hear the producers ask the questions and talk to them if there's a funny moment, and it allows you to actually see their personality versus just being, prim and proper for when the cameras are on.
For sure. Are you by any chance watching the D'Amelio show on Hulu?
I haven't started season 2 yet.
I never saw season 1, but I decided to like check it out for season 2. And I'm like kind of interested in it. I think it's kind of smart that Hulu's airing this at the same time as Kardashians. They air it like a day apart because they're just trying to get the younger audience and then the OG reality TV audience to Hulu. So I kind of think that maybe we should start recapping it here at Shared News because it is super relevant. Like I mean, they're probably not like it's just interesting to see. It's like a different
Hmm.
generation of like reality TV
Well,
like royalty.
the problem with I think the D'Amelio show in the first season, even since you didn't see it, was that it just was really kind of sad and there was a dark cloud over the whole thing. And while I think it is
Gotcha.
great that we show, like, the difficulties of being in the public eye, it's, to get a well-rounded, understanding for people. But I think it was like you need a balance, and there wasn't a lot of balance in the first one. So I haven't felt totally compelled to watch the second one. But if you're saying it's good and you like it, then maybe I should. I think a lot of people are watching it.
I do kind of agree with you, but I kind of feel like it is a lot of like feel bad for me and like somber. But they're also just like young girls. They're like 18 and 20.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Like they probably are having a lot of insecurities and a lot of opinions. So I kind of see both sides of that. But we're here to talk about the Kardashians. So, but also let us know if you're watching the D'Amelios because we will talk about it here if you guys are, if you want to hear what we think. This next clip, Kendall and Kim are hitting Milan Fashion Week. Let's take a look.
You look so cute. I'm so excited.
Today is Prada Day. My 17-year-old self would be very, very proud of me.
I'm loving redhead Kendall. Are you?
Me too. I loving it, and I loved how she had to what she did to hide her hair before she hit the runway. I think that my problem with Kendall is we just never really see much of a personality out of her. A lot of everything that we've ever seen of her in the Kardashians is usually her doing her work or her sisters supporting her work. I want to see Kendall have fun. I want to see her let her hair down. I want to see her get a little drunk and come up with a rap like Kylie did. I don't know. I want to see a different side of her that we haven't seen yet.
I think we'll see it. I think we're going to see it on this trip with Kim. I think there was like the private jet
Okay.
scene that happened in this episode or in the preview somewhere where I think we'll see a different side of her. But she is very professional. She's very business. I would love to see more of her relationship with Devin. Like that was some, topic of conversation
Yes.
earlier this year when they like maybe broke up and then they didn't broke up. And then we talked about their secret hideaway spot in like Iowa
Yeah.
or Idaho. I would love to see more of
We had
Kendall.
full
And maybe we'll
coverage.
maybe we'll get more of her, but we redheads do it best. So Kenny, welcome. Our last
And she
clip is
rocks
gonna get
it.
deep. She does, and it's different. All the other sisters are doing dark hair right now, and then Chloe's always the blonde.
Yes.
Let's take a look at our next clip. Our last clip about Kris Jenner going into surgery. This is gonna get a little deep.
Well, we've tried a few sessions, and
I know.
it's time to see the surgeon and see what he says.
It makes me want to cry. No, it makes me want to cry, because it scares the
So this is going to be really difficult to watch, as we were talking about, but I think it is important because this is reality. People have surgeries, they have health conditions. If it's not you, it's someone in your family. And, it's one of those things where not everyone's comfortable talking about it because it's so deep and personal and, you're worried about going under the knife or anything bad happening. So I think that it's going to be really hard to watch as a viewer. But I also think it might be really relatable and comforting for anyone who's experienced something similar for them or someone in their family.
The only reason why I feel like it's not going to be that hard is because we know Kris is fine. The reason why she's getting emotional is because she's going under anesthesia, and I get it. I think she's 60 something years old.
62,
Um
63.
so when you are a little bit older and you have to go under surgery, there's obviously higher risks involved, and you're a mom, she had so many kids, she's got grandkids. I totally understand where all of these feelings come, and I'm going to feel for her. But I know that she's alive and well today, so I don't know that it'll hit as hard as maybe it would have in the moment,
I don't know, Blakely. I think it's going to hit hard. She actually is 66. I think it's going to hit really hard, Blakely. I think once it happens and we see
Okay.
it, it's going to be really emotional, just like
Watch.
episode 1 was.
It's so funny because, yeah, I guess you're right, because we knew how things ended up that way too. I'm such an emotional mushball though. I am always tearing up at different things. So watch me. I'm saying this now and I'll fully find myself wiping away tears when I'm watching. But I do know from our previous trailers that we've seen, I'm pretty sure they actually take the cameras into the operating room. We hear some pounding going on. And you know what? As much as I'm oh, I don't think it's going to be as emotional, I think we will see it. Also the doctors, I think at one point, and I may be remembering this incorrectly, but it seems like maybe something is off when they're in the operating room. So I guess it'll give us kind of a little bit more insight into, what actually is going on with her. Cause I don't know that I ever knew she even had surgery before the trailers came out, or there was anything wrong with her.
Yeah, I mean, we're wishing Kris Jenner well, KJ. I think it's gonna be heart-wrenching to see. It's gonna be hard to see her kind of like not want to tell her daughters, or as Teresa Jude says, daughters. So, I mean, I think her kids are gonna want to be there for her. It's all going to play out on the Kardashians on Hulu, and we're going to be here to recap the rest of the season weekly and give our thoughts. But we also want to hear from you guys, so let us know what you think of this season and what you're expecting and excited about coming up in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you're always up to date with everything we got going on here at Shared News. I'm your host, Zachary Reality, with Blakely McHugh. Our socials are on the screen right now. Give us a follow, come say hello, like all of our Instagram pictures. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.